Welcome to Lunch and Learn Wednesday workshop series. This week, we're going to be talking about the power of yet. And yet is one of my probably most favorite thought-changing words. For those of you who don't know me, and all of you do, but I will say for those of you watching who cannot be here live, my name is Jen Laffin. I'm a personal coach for high-achieving women. I'm a certified professional coach and a master teacher. And it was while I was teaching fifth grade and fourth grade probably, that I discovered what I'm going to teach you today. And I discovered the word yet and the huge difference that it made in my students' lives and how I've seen this work for my coaching clients. So let's start by looking at where we're going today. We're going to be talking about, I will share the difference between fixed mindset and growth mindset for those of you who don't know the difference. We're going to talk about becoming aware of your mindset. I'm going to share with you what the power of yet is. And by the way, the capitalization on yet is mine. So because I just love that word so much, so I wanted to just really emphasize that. So what is the power of yet? And then we're going to look at the word yet and goal setting. And we actually are going to work through a goal setting activity. So if you have a notebook or a piece of paper, you'll need that towards the end. And then of course, there's time for questions and coaching at the end. So let's get started. And in the chat, I would like for you, if you're willing, to name one thing that you want to do, but you can't do yet. So this might be something on your bucket list that you want to do, but you can't do it yet. Maybe it's something that you've been telling yourself a story that you can't do it, but you would like to do it. So if you could please throw that into the chat, that would be great, because I want you to hold on to that that goal towards the end as well. So, all right, let's get started. I want you to answer this in your head, and then we're going to come back to the answer in a little bit. So, true or false? The intelligence quotient, which is what we refer to as your IQ, that you are born with, is the one you will have for your whole entire life. Intelligence cannot be grown. So answer to yourself, true, that is a true statement. False, that is not a true statement. And hold on to that, and we'll come back to the answer at the end. But I like to begin with this quote from Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck is a psychologist who has really revolutionized this concept of mindset that we're going to be talking about today. And she once said that the hallmark of successful people is that they are always stretching themselves to learn new things. And I think just by being here live today and by watching this video and taking advantage of the resources, you are someone who is stretching yourself to learn new things. So very good. Thank you for being here today. So let's begin by talking about what is a fixed mindset. So human beings, according to Carol Dweck, we either have a fixed mindset or we have a growth mindset. Those are opposites of each other. And a fixed mindset is a belief that one's talents, strengths, and personality cannot be changed. That what you're born with is what you've got. And so an example of this is the statement, I'm terrible with math. I'm terrible with money. I can't manage my money. I am a horrible dancer, all those things. That is a fixed mindset. Okay. And I saw this a lot. I talked at the beginning about my time in education. I saw this a lot when I was teaching fourth grade and fifth grade, especially when it came to math. Because for those of you who have kids, you know, like the whole new math that came out about 10 or so years ago that just revolutionized and took everything that we knew about math and dumped it on its head. And I'm not sure that was a good thing, but kids would say to me, like, I can't do division. I'm terrible at math. And then I would sit with parents at conferences and they would say the same thing. Oh, well, you know, everyone in our family is terrible at math. I'm also a writer, and I hear a lot of people say, I'm a terrible writer. And That is just not true, but it is an example of a fixed mindset. So someone who has a fixed mindset is someone who avoids challenges. They do not like challenges, and so they avoid them at all costs because they see challenges as something that's going to require effort. They give up on things very easily. They don't see the purpose of effort, because you can say like, well, can you just try to do this division if I show you this way to do it? Someone with a fixed mindset will be like, it's not going to work anyways. I'm never going to figure this out. And so that is a demonstration of fixed mindset. Also, someone who has a fixed mindset is threatened by other people's success because they kind of shrink down in the light of other people, and they really hate criticism. Now, the key thing here, though, of someone with a fixed mindset is many of them want to look talented. They've got like that fake it till you make it kind of facade on the outside, but inside they're like, nothing's ever going to change. So what is a growth mindset? Growth mindset is the opposite of that. Growth mindset is a belief that with effort and perseverance, anything is possible. It's really that mindset of possibility. Okay. An example of this of someone is someone maybe learning to drive a car. They don't give up. They keep trying new things. I know right now my niece in Texas is waiting to get her driver's license, but I guess in Texas, the first thing you have to do on a driver's test is you have to parallel park. And so I said to her, Gracie, can't you just keep driving around the block until you find a spot you can pull into? And she's like, no, Auntie Jen, I've got to learn how to parallel park. I'm not great at it yet, but I am getting there. So that is an example of someone with a growth mindset. Grace, not me. So someone who has a growth mindset embraces challenges. They look at a challenge as an opportunity to grow, learn new things. They persevere when the going gets tough. So if you imagine like a child learning division, long division, let's say, a student with that growth mindset is going to be someone who's going to not give up until they figure it out. They're just going to keep on going. They show tremendous perseverance. They also accept feedback. They don't see feedback as a personal challenge to their identity and to their intellect. They accept and they seek feedback. They recognize the importance of effort. And this really is the one of the key differences between someone with a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset is that they are willing to do what needs to be done to get the job done, to try the new thing. They're willing to do whatever it takes because they know that it's about the journey and not just the destination. Someone with a growth mindset also believes that skills can be developed. Like right now, let's say one of the things that I've always wanted to do is I wanted to learn art journaling. And I, in the past, have always said, I'm a terrible artist. Okay, that is a fixed mindset. But because I'm going to be challenging myself to learn this new style of journaling, I believe that I can get effort, I can put out effort, I will persevere, I will study other people's art journaling pages and learn from them. I will ask feedback from people who are already really good with art journaling. And that is going to help me get success. But I also recognize that it's that time between setting that goal and achieving that goal that really matters. Like that journey is so key, especially with a growth mindset. So I want you to think and ask yourself, and you can screenshot these, or I think I will also put these questions in the email I send out after with the recording. Ask yourself these questions. What kind of mindset do you have most often? Are you an I can't do it, or are you an I'm going to figure this out kind of person? And I know that this applies to certain areas of our life. So like in my house, my husband is the money manager. I'm terrible with money. He's the money manager. So when it comes to money management, I have a definite fixed mindset. But when it comes to personal growth, he's like, yeah, I'm not really that interested in that. And I'm all in favor of personal growth. The roles switch. So we do show different mindsets in different areas of our life. Also, I want you to consider, are there certain areas of your life that you show one mindset more than the other? That's what we were just talking about. And think about your goals that you want to achieve. Does your mindset help or hinder you with where you want to go with your life? Okay. Because a lot of people who get stuck don't realize that they have a fixed mindset kind of hidden in there, which is feeding them thoughts that are not getting them the results that they want. So think, when you're experiencing difficulty, is your mindset helping you or is it hindering you? So let's go back to this question, true or false? The intelligence quotient or IQ that you're born with is the one you will have your entire life. Intelligence cannot be grown. True or false? That one is false. Your IQ can change over the course of your life, depending on how you stretch yourself and grow. Scientists say that your IQ becomes more accurate as you get older, as a matter of fact. So that's a very interesting fact too. So this other one I wanted to ask you guys about, true or false? In the school system, many of the gifted students have a fixed mindset. And so gifted, I'm defining as students where like learning comes very easy to them. They get high grades. They get their work done quickly. So would you think those students have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Think about that answer for a second. So the answer is that it is true. Many gifted students have a fixed mindset. The reason being is that everything in school, well, not everything, but most things in school for gifted students comes very easy to them. They think that their intelligence is something that they were born with and that it doesn't need to change. When I was in the classroom, the gifted students, or the students who were a little bit more accelerated, were sometimes the hardest ones to teach because they got very frustrated if they didn't understand something. They wanted to look good. They wanted to carry on that persona of being somebody that learning came very easy to. And it was very difficult for them to persevere when something came up that challenged them. But when you think about it, those gifted students, if they're not challenged, if they're not pushed out of their fixed mindset into a growth mindset, those students are going to plateau in their learning and they're going to struggle because they're not going to continue to excel for their whole entire life. Eventually, it will get difficult. So let's talk about the power of yet. What is the power of yet? Couple things. In putting the word yet into your vocabulary tells your brain what is possible. Okay. It encourages patience because just saying the word yet implies a passage of time that happens, that there will be success at the end of the passage. Okay. Putting the word yet into your vocabulary activates our reticular activation system in our brain. And I talked about that a few weeks ago. Your reticular activation system, or RTS, is the part of your brain that is waiting for direction from you to tell it what to look for. So if you tell yourself, I am not good at art journaling yet, your brain is going to go to work helping you learn what you need to learn to become good at art journaling. Okay, so what you tell your brain is what it looks for. So keep that in mind. And also, if you're telling it that you're bad at something, it's going to go to work finding you proof for that as well. Okay. The power of yet affects how you view failure. And we've talked about this here in Lunch and Learn a lot about the how we view failure. Is that someone with a growth mindset and who utilizes the power of yet just view failure as a way that didn't work, something that they tried that didn't work, and it's moving them closer and closer to their goal. because we know when we're doing new things, we're going to fail, we're going to make mistakes, and we're not going to get the results that we're looking for. We can either give up, stop putting effort towards it, stop believing, stop persevering, or we could say, well, that didn't work. Let's try the next thing. Okay. Adding yet to your vocabulary also soothes your nervous system because it just kind of gets you to be calm, calmer. And I want you to think about this. So think about that thing at the beginning that you said you wanted to do, but you can't do. And I want you, as you think these thoughts, notice how it feels in your body. So I will walk you through this, but I want you to think the thought, I can't do, and then insert whatever it was that you said you couldn't do. I can't do. Now I want you to add the word yet to the end. I can't do yet. And I want you to notice how those two statements feel different in your body. Okay. So how can we use the power of yet to help us create our results? And if you remember back, for those of you who are here, several weeks ago, we talked about how we create results, and those results start with thought. We have a thought about something. From that thought, we have a feeling. And from the feeling, we take actions or inactions. If we're not feeling it, we're not taking those actions. And then from the actions that we take, we get a result. So I want you to be thinking about what you said at the beginning, and this is where you need to grab your piece of paper. And we're going to go through and do this model together. So we're going to start with, you know what, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good to see your faces. All right. So we're going to start with what you said at the beginning. I want to do this, but I can't do it yet. So I want you to write that statement, but I want it to have the yet at the end of it. All right. Everybody got theirs.